Hey, what's up to all my universe soldiers? This is John Q. I hope you're doing fine. I'm doing super nice. You know what? When I wake up in the morning, I try to, I don't know, even, sometimes you wake up in a way, you're like, man, it's gonna be a shitty day. And I don't leave now when I wake up, whatever happens, if it rains outside, if it's sunny, if I don't know, whatever happened, you start your day with a great, positive energy. Like, oh man, it's gonna be a good day after all, no matter what. Sometimes it could be a dream that you had, whatever. And just, man, give yourself the chance to at least start the day with a positive energy that it's gonna be a beautiful day, just like today. All right. Let me put my headphones on. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, I decided today to talk about something that is really this is something that is cool to discuss about, and I wish I could have more people giving comments and opinions of theirs when I talk about stuff, because that's how I grow. That's how I learn stuff. That's how I get better at everything. Even if I'm not the best at anything, I'm just getting better at things that I never thought I would even do. So yeah, it's about intuitions. Well, the main theme of this is about intuition, the power of intuition. And because you know what? It's just because a little anecdote that happened. I often being asked, how do you know? How could you know? Or what do you know? Yeah. And, sometimes I can answer. I can answer, but I cannot debate really on the reason why I know. If I say I know, it's just because I know. I know because I experienced it, because I feel it, because there's no other chance for me to say that than if I know. So, that's one thing. But this thing about saying I know without having any chance to be wrong or being always accurate, well, it kind of, it has to do with intuition. Because intuition, it's kind of what tells you what's going to happen, and if it's really accurate or perfect. Well, it's a really powerful thing that you confirmation, but that you use in your every now moments. And as you go, you become even more and more intuitive when you practice this skill that you have. But like, I don't know. Let's say there's many aspects of intuition. Because you can't be right on something that you already been through. Let's say I hit the same road every day. There's 4 lights. All right, I take this road every morning while I go to work, and I notice that, I don't know, if I keep on rolling 50 miles or whatever, 50 miles per hour, and the light is green, I will catch them all green. Because, you've been there so many times. You experienced everything. You're like, oh man, I know I had them all red, the four of them, because you don't even know. And then you had two green light, you had two red lights, and then you had one of each. And after, I don't know, it's been hundreds of times that you go there. You know what's gonna happen. But one day, let's say, wow, you're gonna take that road, and you see the light is green, and you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna keep on rolling that speed, and you find out that it works, right? So you're all excited, but this is now something you know. So whoever you're with, and let's say you take that road, well, let's say you're not driving, your friend is driving, well, and you catch the green light, or you're gonna tell him, bro, keep on rolling that speed, man, trust me. And he's gonna wonder why. And you're gonna be able to say, like, just do it. Do it. I swear, I know. Do it. So, let's say he's not too stubborn to fucking start arguing on why do you know? Well, he's gonna try it, to find out that, fuck, how did you know? And the answer is pretty simple. It's because I know. Well, it's only one side of the part of being intuitive. And being intuitive, there's a lot of things that gonna make you a great. It's by relating to stuff that you know, that you've been through, and that means not everything. You don't know about everything, but what you know. So this is only one example that let's say, you can analyze in life. And this is only one aspect of life that you can analyze. All right? Like synchronicities and stuff like that. The more you analyze stuff, you go outside or you drive your car to wherever. You're not in your country, you're not in your city. Well, you got better chance to find your way in the next days if you're not thinking about other stuff than what you're doing right now. And look around. Oh, look at this restaurant. I wish I could go there, eat something. And you keep on rolling, and then you notice things. Oh, there's a grocery store here. Oh, I know where to go if I need something. But all those little things, is gonna, if you get lost, well, you'll find your way quicker because your intuition tells you and what you analyzed, But there's also a way for your intuition to be more than just accurate, not less than complete. And I'm going to explain to you how. It's just, the thing is, once you start doing those things, analyzing stuff, well, you find that, you just go with the flow and you kind of predict stuff, and you're not really talking about it. You just analyze stuff, and you had this little voice inside your head that tells you, oh, this is gonna happen, and poof, it happened. And you're like, whoa, did I just dream about that? Do I have such a power? Like you, I know sometimes it's just pure luck. It's pure, it's just pure hazard. But at the same time, as you go, well, You're like, whoa, man, you know what? I like being right and listen to this voice that tells me what I feel like it's gonna happen. And it takes a while before, because we deal in this on this earth. There's a lot of people who pretend to know everything. So, and they're really great speakers. Actors, and even if they don't know, they will make you believe that they know just because of the way they take this tone and just pointing fingers, whatever, like what they do, like they know everything. But that's not true. That's one thing you need to understand, and the best way to understand it is to put your own confidence into play, and regarding to what you know, nothing more, that you really know. That's a significant, really, factor that changes everything in regards to your accuracy. Because, like I said, this, if everybody can be a not only accurate, intuitive person. What I'm telling is, the truth is a completely intuitive. Not, no, no space for, it's not one time out of a 10 or 2 times out of a, and it's not about like, yo, I got a hidden pack of cards, predict what cards was gonna, it has to do, if you got those skills, man, I give you all my respect, because that's something that I'm not yet able to do on a, and be completely sure about. Yet, not yet. Maybe, we gotta believe, if we practice and practice, who knows how things gonna fold, So, and you're probably wondering why and how can you do that? How is it possible? How is it? What's the protocol? Well, the first, and me, I'm not a scientist. I deal with science. I understand why it is, because we created it because we needed something to fucking, I don't know, some units, everything. But I'm not someone who rely really on that, on statistics. But I don't ignore them. And they are part of they are in the mix, because that's a reality we have to deal with, no matter what. So it's real. It's a part of the mix. But when let's say you have to start with the idea that, first of all, you know stuff, right? What kind of stuff do you know? Big stuff? What are you fully sure about in this life right now? Even if you never even thought about intuition and that side of you that everybody has. So you ask to yourself, what do you know? Well, if I show you a yellow wall and I ask you what this is, what you gonna answer? Yeah, a yellow wall. Yeah. You and I are sure about that, right? So we both know this is a yellow wall, and our intuition is right. So say, but that's maybe more stupid, but this is this. How can I say? The easiest answer to being intuitive. So right now you're fully accurate, since if I ask you this and you tell me that well, this is a yellow wall. And so that's an example. But then there's not only once you start adding those little things, that, there's something that that not everybody know. All right? So let's say we talk about music, and you're talking about guitars, and the person who's speaking to you is like, yeah, and I don't remember the name of this guitar, but I remember that the sound was so, and it had this option, and straight up you mentioned the model, the series, the creator, the year, everything. Oh shit, you just blew some, like, I don't know who's speaking, but he just stopped right now. He's like, what? How could you know? Or how do you know? And you're like, because, right, you don't have to explain. You just say it. You know it. And that's the only important thing. Because that's when you're going to see how people really are. Because some people will just believe you and say like, oh shit, I didn't know that. But not everybody. Some people are going to be, but how can you tell? I just know. Why would I have to explain to you why I know? I just gave you the answer, right? And it makes you kind of look like someone once they find out that well, it creates a change, in the way people see you. They don't try to mess with you anymore, like on that aspect. So, intuition has a lot to do with what you analyze and All right, because that green light example that when you start walking everywhere and you don't analyze stuff like with a paper and a pen and writing down what you see. You can do that also. If you do that for real, man, it's gonna take you a while to know everything. But no matter what you do, it's gonna help you. And if you know about something, you're gonna be you cannot be more than sure, but lots of things gonna show up as true answers in your every now moments. Because you really go into details and you're like, no, look, I'm going to just focus on this thing. Not only I want to know how many lights there is, I want to know like other stuff. I want to know if there's every time you pass there, you see a bus. Let's say you're late to job and you see that bus in the morning. That means you're late. All right? Because this bus passes and goes. And it's always at the same time. So if you woke up in the morning, got up, you don't know if you're late. Oh, I didn't see the bus. I'm good. That means I'm good. If I see the bus, that means, So on the same road you took, there's two things that officially, naturally, without fucking having to go back. It's, those things. It's just like, let's say you walk with someone in, I don't know, in the city, whatever. And then you hear bells, church bells ringing. And when you pay attention to stuff, you ask yourself, oh, maybe some get married or something. But you notice that the bell only rang 6 times. And you kind of ask yourself, whoa, what does that mean? And you look at your watch and say, oh shit, it's 6 p.m. Does it have anything to do? Not everybody knows that. To be honest, out of most of people I know, none of them know until I learn them, But, well, now that because let's say you research, like, do they ring the bell 6 times because it's not like that every hours. It's only at 6 p.m. So now, months, years pass by, and you're walking with someone in a different country, different anything, and you hear the bell running, and the first thing that comes into your play, in your mind, is like, okay, let's count how many times it's gonna ring, and it rang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and it stops. So you don't even have a watch. You don't even have your cell phone. It's bomb. It's 6. Now I know it's 6 p.m. And then your friend look at his watch. It's like, how the fuck did you know? You know? But the answer is just because you know. It's intuition. I don't like that because I don't want to create confusion because this is not necessarily intuition. This is what you know. But by linking stuff like that, that's synchronized together, when you do this all the time, for everything, you do that for many reasons, to just not because you want to force it, but when you take this type of a habit, well, it comes naturally. You become a machine that analyzes all the time without even knowing. You're like that. Instead of thinking about yesterday and tomorrow, you're like more, you look at, I don't know, you'll see mountains. You'll go in a different hood. You're going to analyze people. And that's where intuition on a different level comes into play. Because when you did all those assimilated, when you do it on a every now moment basis, well, man, it creates some links that you cannot even explain. Meaning, if your intuition well, first of all, you cannot second guess your intuition, because every time you know something, you know that you know, and you will not talk about it if you don't know, or you won't say you know if you don't. It's more likely the opposite. If you have a conversation with someone who really know, or you think you know, but you don't know, so you don't gonna get involved and pretend to know. You're gonna do your own research, because if it interests you or not. But let's say you do your research, find out, oh, he was right. That tells many things. First, if this person is true, and it also show you what is true. So that's another thing that you kind of analyze, how people talk to you and how confident they are when you speak with them, and you get to know if they are true just by, sometimes just, I'm gonna know it if someone's bullshitting me. And you're gonna ask me why. How could you know? Like, to this point, I'm not even sure if I can explain this with words. It's too many things. It's like, if the machine is an algorithm, my brain is almost like as an AI, and it's just fucking, you ask the question, or you want to know why I know, but I can't say, oh, it's because that day I was at the grocery store, and it made me think about this other marriage I went, and I met that guy, and at the end, we don't have that much time to spend on whatever the reason is why I'm right. And where it becomes magic, more powerful than we could imagine, is when you don't even, you come to a point where you're always accurate, because you never used your accuracy, and never pretended to be right if you weren't. You never pretended to know if you didn't. So that's not it's not a statistic anymore. It's not how many times did you fail or win, or was intuitive. for real. It's now. I'm always. There's no. If I don't know, I will not say I know. So that makes me perfectly correct in what I know all the time. And the magic, like I say, is when you live like that every day, you just get to know more things and make more links in different dimensions because it's magic because on this 3D level, let's say you really analyze a lot and do the work, well, it becomes a mechanism that you don't have to control anymore, really. It's just, it is what it is. And that's not only the most powerful thing. It's also that the energies come into play on a different level. It's more in the psychic area, more in the invisible, the things that we don't see and that we don't know about. But you start feeling them. Because let's say you relate something that you analyze and you remember the type of energy, let's say, that you felt when you at this particular place in your life or whatever, well, it becomes a two-dimensional, meaning more than two, but it's energies, stuff that you don't see, that you don't know, mixed with stuff that you really know on the human mode, you know, that on this 3D physical aspect more, or psychic aspect also. So when they mix together, those two, you know, it is unexplainable. How can I know about something? Once you're to that level, you really can't explain what you know. But you know that when you know about something, well, I know, but it's just because you know. And you, even if you don't know why, you know. And it's always the case. And it's scary. It's scary sometimes because when you're that accurate and you never lied, you always been by the book in regards to look and firm about, I will not say I know if I don't. And you always respected that and you have no more control over it. It's just like that. And when the energies comes into play and the spirits and the, you know, this spiritual side of things, it becomes kind of unexplainable to, unless you live it. But the same intuition that talks to you, it doesn't say much. It tells you, nah, I feel it or I don't feel it. And if it feel it, you don't mean it's right or it's wrong. It's yes or it's no. I'm sure, but I'm not sure. And whatever comes out, if at the end my body, my soul tells me this is what it is, it's because it is. You see? Yeah. So I had to share that with you, man. I don't know about you and what you think about it. You know, you cannot, I'm not something, an advisor or whatever, but I try to help people. I consider myself, I certify myself by myself as somebody who wants to create good changes and want to see love in the air everywhere, want the good for others. I'm a healer. That's my mission here. So whatever I say, if I'm right or wrong, you let me know what you think about it. And maybe you're going to learn me something that I don't know, you know, because I don't know everything. And I want to know more and more every day. That's what make this intuition such a magical thing in my life. Like, it helps me not predicting the future. It's just going where I should when I have to. Seeing what's not good and what is good and why should I and why should I not? And why I will or not. That was my message of